and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, a couple of days ago was Pi Day 314, and both of us did a video celebrating Pi, and today we're going to do one that opposes Pi, but we'll get to that in a minute. First of all, I do want to congratulate some more solvers of our new 7 Wonders of the World Sudoku Hunt, the Patreon content that's been there since the beginning of the month. It was this month's fairly special posting, and very well done to everybody who's solved it. Actually, this is day 15, that's a misprint there, but very well done to those 4 solvers and 1 pair. Oddly enough, over the same period, we had the same number of wrong answers, which is quite unusual, but bad luck to those people. They've obviously got through the puzzles, not quite understood the final decipherment. So unlucky there. I do send a little message to try and push them through, and we'll see if those guys reappear. Now, what happened on Sunday? As I say, Sunday is not only the day that was Pi Day, but also the day that Grandmaster Puzzles, Thomas Snyder's site, publishes a Sunday Stumper, a harder puzzle than usual. So this one was 5 stars of difficulty by Serkan Yürekli. And as I say, it's an anti-Pi puzzle, which apparently means you're supporting tau instead of pi, which I'm not going to claim I understand the maths of, or indeed the Greek. But the rules of this, therefore, are opposing pi, even though we can see pi delineated in the grid in cages. Fail. There we go. Now, the rules are that normal Sudoku rules apply, and normal killer and little killer rules. But as you will see, there are only numbers in some killer cages, 2 of those and not the other 4, and in 6 of the little killer clues, which are summing the diagonals, so that the clues in the killer cages sum up the numbers in the killer cage. They can't repeat. The clues in the diagonals sum up the numbers in the diagonal they're pointing at. They can repeat. That's standard killer and little killer rules. However, there are 2 special rules in this puzzle. One is that the numbers 3, 1, and 4, the first 3 significant digits of pi, can never touch in the grid. So we can see they don't touch where they're given in the bottom row, but we cannot have a 1 or a 4 there because it would be touching the 3. It would be a neighbour to the 3. That place is fine, but not that place. So that's one special rule. The other special rule is that the ungiven sums, so the sums of these cages and of the 4 arrows without numbers on, are not only made up of the digits 3, 1, and 4. So they can't be 4 or 13 or 41 or 11, for instance. So then they can be any number as long as it's not only made up of 3, 1, and 4. So there you go. Those are the weird extra rules in this puzzle. Apparently it makes it very difficult, and given Serkan Yürekli's history, that doesn't surprise me. But it is therefore with some trepidation that I'm going to take it on. Do have a go on the link under the video. 5 stars out of 5 for difficulty. I'm going to try now. Let's get cracking. And how the heck do we get cracking? Right, I've seen something now. I'm quite pleased with this. As well as the fact there must be a 1 on this diagonal. And it's quite likely to be 1, 3, 4, so they don't have to touch anywhere, but we don't know that. This 12 diagonal, I think this is vital. What I'm going to say about that, yes, is that it cannot contain a 3 or a 4, because they would have to touch the 1. So that's absolutely clear. If 12 in 2 different digits doesn't contain a 3 or a 4, it has to be 5 and 7. So that is something to fill in. Now, what about this 12 diagonal? Well, it can't use 7, so it's not 2, 3, 7. So I think it has to be 2, 4, 6. Yeah, it can't be 3, 4, 5. It is 2, 4, 6. That one's not a 4. The other cells in the box are 3, 8, and 9, but this place must touch a 4. 4 is now in one of those two cells. Let's just mark it. So this cell must touch one of those, so that can't be the 3. And that's a start. I mean, I'm quite pleased with that, but I don't know what else to do. There are so few clues, and this business of clues not given, I mean, there's no information. I don't see how them summing to a number that doesn't only involve 1, 3, and 4 can really help at all. I almost want to say it's a useless restriction, but no doubt it'll disambiguate some deadly pattern somewhere. Ah, okay, this 8 cage, like this 8 sum, is 3 cells. Under the normal killer rule, they have to be different. And I know, of course I know, that they cannot be 1, 3, 4, because obviously those numbers would then be touching. So that must be a 1, 2, 5 set. That's the alternative. Doesn't do anything to the 10 diagonal yet. It does restrict this 10 diagonal to only having a single 1 in it. Maximum. Because you either have a 1 there and then you can't have a 1 in either of these cells, or you have a 1 in one of those cells and you can't have 1 here. This one can't be a 1 because of that. That's quite interesting, but there are still a number of combinations that will work, including 1, 2, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 3, 3, and I might have missed one, but anyway. Oh, and 2, 2, 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 3, 3. Okay, that is not a profitable place. Sorry. Right, what about this? Can this be 1, 2, 5? Look, it would form a triple in row 3. I bet it can't be 1, 2, 5, but I don't know why. If it was 1, 4, 3, this would have to be 5, 7. Again, 4 and 3 would have been used up, just like in that diagonal. But on the other hand, if it's 1, 2, 5, this then has to be 3, 4, or 8, 9. And wherever the 3 or 4 is, and the 3 would have to be here because of that, it would have to be away from the 1 so as not to touch it. I was tempted to think that means the 1's definitely on the outside, but it's not, because this could be, is more likely to be 1, 3, 4, and then I just don't know. Okay, let's think again. If this is 1, 2, 5, what is happening in row 3 where we've got a triple? Ah, yeah, what happens to this 16? Has that got to have a 3 and a 4 in it then? If it didn't, it would have to be 3, 6, 7 if it didn't have a 3 and a 4 in it. That's already 16, and we've still got another digit to put in. So if this is 1, 2, 5, the 16 has a 3 and a 4 in it. And then we know that the 4, 3, and a 1 in the row have to be disposed. Oh no, it could be there. The 4 and 3 have to be kept apart. And the 1 would either be there or there. But anyway, is there a problem with having the 3? Oh, I'll tell you what the problem is. Yes, I think the problem is that in these, oh, come on, highlighting, just help me out here. In these 5 cells, you would have to be using 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There'd be the 1, 2, 5 triple around the outside and a 3, 4 pair there. That is going to require this key cell here to be at least 6. Can that work? No, it can't. It can't. Because this has to be at least a 2. And then to make up 10, these two would both have to be 1s, and they can't be because there is a 1. They can't both be 1s because we have to put a 1 in column 3 or 4 in this 8 cage. Good grief, that's insane, but I'm sure that's right. I'm going to go through this one more time. If this was a 1, 2, 5 diagonal, that's what I'm trying to prove wrong, and I think I've done it, because we would then have a 1, 2, 5 triple here. The 16 cage would have to have 3 and 4 in it. The reason it would have to have 3 and 4 in it was in row 3, without 3 and 4 being in it, the minimum 3 digits would be 3, 6, 7. They would already break the 16 cage because they add up to 16 and you've still got a digit to fill. So 3 and 4 would have to be sitting there in the row so they didn't touch each other. And now this cell would have to be at least 6, and that breaks because of 2, 1, 1 not being allowed. Wow, that's mad, but it works. Right, so that is a 1, 3, 4 triple, and we do know that this is a 5, 7 pair now. The other cells are 2, 6, 8, 9 in box 3. Oh, that's not a 3, by the way. Now this can't be a 9. Actually, it can't even be an 8, because then the other 3 cells would have to be, they'd have to add up to 8. They can't be 1, 3 and 4 because they'd all touch each other, and they can't be 1, 2 and 5 because you'd have too many cells here being 1, 2 and 5. You can't have 4 cells in the row that are all 1, 2 and 5. So that can't be an 8. The position with 9 is even worse because these are 1, 2 and 4, and that's just going to break that set of cells in the simplest way. They'd all 5 of those would have to be from 1, 2, 4 and 5. So that is not 9 or 8. It is 2 or 6. Can it be 6? Then these add up to 10. They probably can add up to 10, and probably in different ways. So that's annoying. Okay. Oh, maybe let's think about this cell again. This still... Yeah, we worked out this. We worked out this. That this has to be less than 6, because I worked out that 6 doesn't work there. And 7 just exacerbates the problem. Anything else is impossible. So that is from 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Let me just colour the cells in the row that are minimum, that are below 6. We've got 4 of them already. Now that means only one of these 3 cells can be below 6. That means 2 of them have to be above it. And now we know the contents of the 16 cage. That is brilliant. It has to have a 6 and a 7 in this row, and then a 1 or a 2 and a 1 or a 2 there. That's amazing. Now, I don't know anything about the positions of them, but I know that 6 and 7 are in this row, and that the cage contents are 1, 2, 6 and 7. Okay, I'm going to uncolour those because I used that. I doubt. Okay, this has to be 8 or 9 because this is a septuple of 1 to 7. So that has to be 8 or 9, and this one as well. Oh, that cell is so important and so secretly just slipping in on the diagonal, but in row 3 with the top of the pie. It's absolutely vital. That's such a brilliant break into the top. Anyway, keep concentrating. Right. The only place... No, I was going to say that's the only place for 4. No, that's the only place for 3 in the row. That's fantastic as well. That's now the only place for 4. Oh, that can't be 6 or 7. Ah, and 5 has to be in one of those 2 cells. So that's not a 5, and in fact we have a 1-2 pair in box 5, or also in row 4. Oh, and they're looking at this cell, which is also on this rather constrained 10 diagonal. Right, I'm going to fill that in as 3 or 4. It can't be 5, because 5 plus 3 would leave 1 and 1, and we know that can't happen because we've got to put a 1 in one of those columns. So that's 3 or 4. If it's 3, these add up to 4. They can't both be 2s for the same reason, so they would be 1 and 3. But if that's 4, then they're 1 and 2. So one of them is a 1. That's forming a virtual pair in columns 3 and 4 with the 1 in here. And the other one is a 2 or a 3. I don't know how to use that. Let's colour 1, 3 and 4 cells that cannot touch each other, because this is a vital rule and I've barely used it yet. I mean, it was essential. Was it essential? No. I mean, we used it to get these 5-7 pairs, or to get that one. I don't know. Anyway, never mind about whether I've used it. 3 is in one of those 2 cells and 4 in one of those. Oh, right. Where does... Oh, look, one of those is a 1. I just said that. So this cannot be a 1, 3 or 4, because it would be touching that cell. So that's not 1. Where does 4 go in box 2? It doesn't go here because it would be touching another purple cell, and that 4 says it's not in those 2. So 4, I think, must be here, which is bonkers. Again, this one can't be 1, 3 or 4 because one of those is 1. So the other 4 is up here, and that's forming a pair in column 1 and 2. So, so the 4 in box 4 is in one of these 3 cells, and that is not a 4. That's a 3. And now we know that's not a 2-2 pair because there has to be a 2 in one of those cells. So this is a 1-3 pair. Oh, I can colour them purple. This puzzle is off its head. It's so clever. But I don't know how that 1-3... Yes, I do. There's a 3 in one of those cells looking up at that one. So I do know how it resolves. And there we go. It is a 3-1-3-3 diagonal. That fixes 1 and 3 there. This 4, I can colour that. Where does 1 go here? It doesn't go in this cell now. It's in one of those 2. No, it's not there either. I'm going to pencil mark the 1 as well. I think I'll take out the 5, 6 and 7 pencil marks because I'm not sure they're helping me a lot at the moment. But that 1 might be interesting. Right, 4 there, 4 there. One of those is a 4. 1 in column 2 is in one of those cells. It can't be there. It would be touching the 3s. Right, 1 is in one of those 2 cells in row 4. 4 is in one of those. Oh, there's definitely a 1 in one of those cells. So 1 can't be anywhere here or there touching the 4. So 1 in box 8 is in those cells. So is 3. 3 is exactly the same thing. Look, 3 and 1 form a sort of pair that rule out all of those cells, and that because of the touching rule. Oh, that's brilliant. So 1 and 3 are in those cells, and obviously this one can't be either of them because it would be touching the other. So 1 and 3 are a pair in those two cells, and I can colour them purple. That's genius, 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 genius all the way. Now, right, 4 in this box is now in one of these three. Can't be there because of touching. 1 is in one of these three. And you know what that means. That means this one, row 7, column 8, can't be either 1 or 4 because it would be touching the other one. So 4 has been confined to those two and 1 to those two. How? Come on, come on. Can I use it anymore? 3's in one of those. I wish I knew which of 1 and 2 they were. 4, 1. That can't be a 1. Oh, for many reasons. None of those could be 1. What about, I mean, I've used, oh no, I haven't used 16. I've used all the other little killer clues that we've been given the numbers for. Oh, look, this is quite interesting straight away, actually. Look at this. These two cells can't be 1, 3, or 4. And nor can this one. Two, 4, 9. Oh, but that 16's too big a number. That's annoying. Okay, I can't quite use that yet. No, I can't. Okay, what else can we do here? Am I missing something? I don't feel like I've missed much, but maybe. I really don't think we can hope to use these non-given clues until maybe the very end. That 4, okay, it can't go with a 7 or 9, but it still leaves the field pretty wide open. The reason it can't go with a 7 or 9 in this case is because then they'd add up to 11 and 13, and one of our rules is that non-given totals cannot be made up of only 3, 1 and 4. So if this was the 1, then that can't be in the same cage. This is 1, this is 1, this is 1. But if this is 1, then we have a 1 here, 1 here. That puts 1 here and 4 here. Should we be working on 2s? Doesn't, there's just so much scope. Oh, that can't be a 3. Oh, that's interesting, actually. If this is a 1, then 3 has to go in one of these cells, because that'll be the 3 in column 5. Where does 3 go? Actually, 3 is confined to these 3 cells. It can't go here because it's next to a purple cell. It can't go here because it must be next to a 1. So it's in one of these 3 cells. Oh, this is crazy. This is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. So, if this is a 3, that makes the central 3, the 3 in box 5 there, that makes this a 3. Now this cell can't be a 4. It pushes 4 there and 1 there. And that's if this orange one's a 3. But if that's a 1, it automatically pushes 1 there. So it's a kind of weird loopy Y-wing. And that is a 1. Honestly, I have no idea if that's the intended solution path, but it's blinking brilliant. Love that. So that's a 3. That's a 1. This is not the 3. Still don't know which is the 4, but I do know about the 2 and 1 pair, which I wanted to know about. 6, 7, 1, 2 and 5 still to go there. 6 was ruled out of those two. 4, 7, 2. Oh, come on, keep giving me something. Ah, this is not a 2 now. Now that's interesting for this 16 diagonal. Yeah, it is. Look, I'm going to put in the minimum values now on the 16 diagonal. 5 there, 2 and 5 here. They can't be 4 because 4 is on one of those two cells. We worked that out earlier. Now we've already got 12. 2 is the minimum value here is 14. I should have put them centrally, but never mind. You can see the point. 14 is the minimum value here. So we've only got 2 degrees of freedom to get up to 16. So this number cannot jump 3 to become a 5 because we've only got 2 degrees of freedom. It does not have that freedom. So that is a 2. And there is also definitely a 2 in one of those cells. Otherwise, they have to be 5 and 6 at least. So I'm going to remove all those pencil marks, put a 2 back in one of those two, and that one definitely is a 2. And that means we can place 2 up at the top here. And that fixes which one of those two is a 2. And that takes 2 out of that cell. Oh, and these two now have to add up to 12. So this one can be 5, 6, 8, or 9, which would go with 7, 6, which is impossible. We've got that 6 up there. 4, which is impossible because it would be right next to the 1. And 9 would need a 3, and that's impossible in the same way. So this 7 is right, and that's a 5. Wow, that's fabulous. Okay, loving that as well. 5, 1, 2, 7, 4. 3 goes with 6, 8, or 9. Ah, well, it doesn't go with 8 because that would make 11, which is not possible. So finally, these missing numbers are beginning to do a little job, which is kind of them. That 7 and 5 have been resolved. Oh, so's this 3, sorry. Right, 3 in there, good. Still trying to use all the numbers I've just deduced here. 8, 9, 2, 4, 6, still don't know how that works. 4, 3, 1, 5. This can't threaten the 1, 3, or 4 issue. Actually, it sees an 8, 9 pair now. 3, 2, 1, 4, 5. That is... Oh, it says naked single. Ha! I didn't see that. 8, 9, 3, 2, 1 in the row. 5, 7, 4 in the column. That is a 6. So we now know, yeah, this is where this cage is absolutely doing its job. We know it's got a 3 in it. And now we know that it must be 3 and 9 because it can't be 3 and 8. That would be 11, and that's not a legal number in one of our extra cages. So 8 there, 9 over here. One of these two is a 9. Wow, this puzzle. Oh, look, let's catch up with the colouring. Couple of 1s there. that I didn't do. Still don't know which. Oh, that 3. Right. Now we know where the 4 goes. Yep, that colouring is very useful. And that gives us this as a 4. Now that fixes 4 at the top of the grid. We can colour that one as well. 4 here. Oh, fabulous. Oh God, I thought I was going to have to put 4 in one of those 2 cells, which isn't going to work because it was next to 3, but I don't. I can put 4 here and 3 there and 3 there, and I think, no, that's not a 4. Yes, this now isn't a 4 because it would be next to a 1. I can colour everything. I mean, I can play. What I really mean is I'm placing all 1, 3 and 4s. That must be them all in the grid. Yep, that's a 9. So my colouring is done effectively, unless I need to use it for something else later. 5 and 7 in row 7. 2, 8, 9 to go in here. Now, is this cage going to help out? No. 9, 15 or 16. Useless cage. What about this? 5, 6 or 8? No, also useless. I thought that rule wasn't going to help much. They're really surely just there to help with the pie shape rather than actually do any nice work for me. Sorry, 6, stop being begrudging and get on with the puzzle. 9 in one of those, 6 in one of those, 8 in one of those. Oh, late. Look at this arrow though. I haven't used one of these ungiven arrows, but that is not allowed to add up to 14 now. So that has to be 9 and 6. That's gorgeous. I mean, that really is pretty work. A 9 there. 8 is in one of these. 6 is in one of these. Don't tell me I can use this as well. 1, 4, 2, 3, 9, 5, 1, 6, 7 or 8. Oh, it can't be a 7. At least I know that. That would add up to 11. So they are useful clues. Brilliant. Absolute brilliance. Oh, look, this 2 and 6 has been done. 2, 6. 2. Yes, I can place 2 in box 4. That doesn't necessarily mean this is a 2 yet, annoyingly. No, it doesn't. I can't risk that. That is 6 or 7. This is 6, 7 or 8. 5, 6 or 7. 5, 7 or 8. Ooh, I'm tempted to look at this clue, but I think there are 9 different answers there, and they're certainly not all going to be ruled out by the 1, 3, 4 rule, so I'm not going to look at that yet. I expect I'm still missing a bit of ordinary Sudoku I can be doing. This puzzle is extraordinary. It really is. 8 is in one of those 2 cells. 6. No, I don't know. So 2, 1, 3, 4. 9 is in one of those 2. No chance of using uniqueness here because you never know what you might be coming up against. 8, 4, 7, 1, 3. 2 is in one of those. 12. No. 12. 10 or 12. So I'm just checking that arrow clue. This one's got tons of blanks on it. I can't use that. Do I really have to try and use this? There doesn't seem much else I can do unless I might be missing just some ordinary Sudoku at the moment. Oh yes, 9 and 8. Sorry, last cell in the row. That's fairly easy ordinary Sudoku, to be honest. So 2 there, 2 there. So we get a 2 up here now. That does fix the 5 and 2 in that cage. So I could have risked that too, although I couldn't really. That's 5 or 7. So the only place for 6 in the top row is there. That gives us 8. 7 here. 6, 8. That's 5 or 7 now. Ah, it's not 7. So we can do that 5, 7. That allows us to do this 5, 7. Ah, now our options are significantly reduced here. 5 or 8 there, and 6 and 7. No, I can do them. I've got a 7 in that row. Let's just keep going with Sudoku. We've got a 5, 8 pair. This one could be 5, 8 or 9. 1, 2, 3, 9, 4. 5, 6 or 8 here. So maybe it is running out. 6, 8 or 9. And what's in the center? 2, 5, 6, 7 or 8. Oh, this is a 9, 6 pair. Can I not resolve them? No. Right, I'm going to use these 2 long arrows now. Hopefully that will finish this brilliant puzzle off. 2 and 10 is 12. Plus 8 is 20. Plus 5 is 25. Or 28. Or 26 or 29. That arrow is totally useless at this point. It doesn't resolve any of these things. That is so depressing. I thought that was going to do it. So am I missing Sudoku? Probably am. Oh yeah, look, 7. There's only one 7 left to put in the grid, so I can put it in there. I'm going to have to use, let's just take out the pencil mark. It's not really helping. What about this then? Oh, I see. Maybe this has a knock-on effect. So let's just see if I'm missing anything first. That can't be a 5. Why have I got 5 left in there? 10 or 12, right. That's a 6, 8 pair. So 5, I am missing something. So 5 there, 8 here. These all aren't 8, so I can place this as, no I can't, as an 8. Right, but this has now come down to, I've got 20 placed. Now look at this, if this was a 6, that would be 5, that would be 9, 6 there, 8 there. So if this is a 6, I have 9 and 8 there, and that makes 43. And that's not allowed. 43. Who knew that would be one of the numbers disallowed by that rule? So that's not 6, that's 9. 6 here. That gives us 8 here, 6 there, 9, 5. Now let's do the maths. 18, 23, 32, 40. Perfectly legal. That is an absolutely brilliant conclusion. I'm going to forgive this arrow that's here for symmetry because it is brilliant how that has worked. Let me just check this arrow though. 10, 16, 19, 20, 28. That's fine. And I think this is the solution. What a puzzle. That is a piece of work. Thank you very much to Thomas Snyder for recommending it, to Serkan Yürekli for setting it. It's brilliant. And thank you very much for watching. And if you played that and you finished it, hats off to you. I found that difficult and lovely. So I hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Oh, I will mention my crossword video, which should be up now on Patreon. As well as Simon, of course, having done Dave Gorman's puzzle from earlier today. Brilliant piece of connectivity in that. So if you like crosswords, there's great stuff out there. As it is, thank you very much and hope to see you soon on the channel. Bye for now.